It's time to say goodbye to one of the greatest characters to ever exist in One Piece history. Davy Dzibek, aka Rox Dzibek, is officially gone, and he entered his final fight against Roger and Garp to finally submit his legacy to be one of the most influential characters in One Piece history. So let's get into the full chapter review, and before we get to that, make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you like daily One Piece content, because I'm sure you fall all over this channel. I'm here every day doing chapter reviews, hints, leaks, theories, reading your hot takes tomorrow for the chapter or whatever. I'll be there, and make sure to pop up on your feed. And come on, let's get into the chapter review. This chapter is so good that even trying to find the biggest thing that happened in this chapter to mainly talk about, it feels like impossible, because a lot of things happened in this chapter. Is just so important, and I gotta like talk about it for so many ages, right? So now let's get into, in my opinion, like when it comes to lore piece, it's the most important thing, which is Rox Dzibek confirmed that Davy Jones and JOYBOY are two completely different people, while Rox Dzibek confirming to not confirming to Imu-sama, telling Imu-sama and confirming to us that that JOYBOY and Davy Jones are two completely different people, and asking Imu-sama on who Imu-sama is afraid more, whether it's Davy Jones and JOYBOY. And I think this simply confirms the idea of now Imu-sama wants all the Davy clan vanished, right? So Imu-sama doesn't want any of the legacy and the heritage of the Davy clan, and even the inherited will of JOYBOY, right? So in the final battle in present time in One Piece, it's pretty much confirmed now that is Luffy, who's the inheritance of JOYBOY, and you got Marshall DTH or Davy DTH, who's the inheritance and the inherited will of Davy Jones. So technically, now Rox Dzibek asked Imu on who's Imu's afraid more, whether it's Davy Jones and JOYBOY. Ironically, Imu-sama will fight them both in the final battle, and that is, in my opinion, how like the main, like essentially the idea on how to defeat Imu-sama, which is basically from JOYBOY and Davy Jones themselves. So the idea of Imu-sama finally being killed in the final saga, in the final battle, it's gonna be, I think it's mainly gonna focus on the idea that JOYBOY and Davy Jones are finally back, like somewhat back into another shape or form, right? Like in a whole nother body and a whole nother form, and to finally fight Imu-sama and to make the 800 years awaited revenge. The best thing in this chapter is the idea that before Rox Dzibek fully transforming into the demon, the Domi Reversi, it gave us a chance, us readers, viewers, to finally see a full conversation between Rox Dzibek and Imu-sama, which totally gives us a whole nother dimension and idea on the idea of Imu-sama and the whole Davy clan with Rox Dzibek and simply Davy Jones and JOYBOY. It just simply gives us a lot of, like, it opens our eyes to the past of One Piece and the idea of the way Imu-sama thinks and how Imu-sama is simply afraid, but Imu-sama doesn't want to show it. Like, Imu-sama always tries to prevent the things before it simply happens, right? So you can see the insecurity in Imu-sama's eyes right now, like in front of Rox Dzibek. Even that Imu-sama now turned Rox Dzibek into the Domi Reversi, Imu-sama still had to manipulate Rox Dzibek and make him more angry with talking about King Harold and simply making all the people alongside Imu-sama and be fighting alongside Imu-sama, which basically turning them in the Domi Reversi. And when Imu-sama tricked Rox Dzibek into talking, like when Imu-sama talked about Harold and how idiotic and how stupid he is and how he's just so easy to manipulate with, and now Imu-sama is gonna finally have the giants with them, and that is the final like step into making Rox Dzibek fully angry. And that when you see Imu-sama just stabs Rox Dzibek again, and boom, he fully transformed into his demon look, and he goes straight into killing. Imu-sama ordered him, asked him to kill everybody on this island, including his family, and he went straight into Eris and Teach. And we got Kuma, bro, Bartholomew Kuma. I truly believe that he's the greatest human being to ever live in One Piece history, right? Dude, the way he ran to rescue Eris and Teach, it feels like Iris was his mother or something. Like, it was so crazy. The idea of him jumping. He wanted to rescue them so bad that it felt like they were his family, bro. The way Kuma saves people, strange people to him, bro. The way he saves them and the way he rescues himself. The way he just simply gives his body to everybody for the sake of rescuing and helping everybody, bro. How is this a human being, bro? He's just an angel, bro. Like, Kuma is just so ridiculously amazing, and sometimes it just feels like we're not worthy of watching his he's the greatest human being to ever live, bro. It's so crazy. Like, when Rox Dizibek was running towards Iris and Teach, you just felt that I don't want to watch this, bro. I don't want to watch this. It's gonna kill us, right? And Kuma jumped to just simply boom, click, and they disappeared. Iris and Teach are gone, and we don't have to fight or to see the risk of Rox Dizibek himself killing his wife and his kid. Thank you, Kuma. Thank you, Kuma. Thank you, Kuma. And my God, thank you, Kuma. And in the final chapter, just look at the way when Rox Dizibek simply at the beginning of the chapter destroyed Kaido and Big Mom, and he fought Whitebeard in one of the most epic panels we've seen all year, bruh. But eventually, Rox Dizibek pushed and attacked Whitebeard into destroying like the mountain of God Valley. It got two mountains. Whitebeard, his body and simply the gravity and the push from Rox Dizibek made Whitebeard destroy one half of the mountains in God Valley. So he destroyed all the Rox pirates, all his pirates, and then at the end of this chapter, when he went straight like on full mood destroying everybody, you just see in the final page when Roger and Garp just realized that now it's their mission. Now everybody's life is on their neck, bro. Like, Garp and Roger are the only men in this freaking island who's able to defeat Rox Dizibek. And they just... And we got one of the most craziest panels ever. Rox Dizibek finally was able to talk in the voice of all things. And he talked to Garp and Roger. And while tears were falling, bro, we're falling in his... I can't even continue this. He was simply crying and begging Garp and Roger to kill him finally because he doesn't want to do any of that. The idea of Imu-sama making Rox a soldier for Imu is just simply so heartbreaking, bro. Like, now, I swear to God, bro, in the next chapter, Rox, please die, because I don't want to see Rox being a soldier to this freaking Imu-sama, bro. I swear it's better for Rox to die as soon as possible from Garp and Roger, two honorable men, instead of being a soldier to this freaking freaky creature, bro. Holy shit. The chapter, I think this is the chapter, bro. The chapter is absolutely 10 out of 10. There's no doubt about it. We're still going on this crazy streak where every chapter just simply feels like the best chapter all year. I swear to God, bro, this flashback and this year, bro, in One Piece, it's simply so insane. And thank God we got a chapter next week. And tomorrow I got a hot take for this chapter. I'm gonna read your hot takes for this chapter. So I guess that's it, guys. Write in the comments what you guys think about this chapter and all that. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Thank you guys for watching. Mwah.